This week on the Digital Coffee, Google are going to force you to install Google Analytics 4. Search engines are getting all in on this AI thing, and $1,000, one whole $1,000 to get your Twitter account verified. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb, and as you can see, if you are a regular listener, sorry if I keep hitting my microphone, if you're a regular listener, you will know I am not usually here. This is not where I usually am when I'm presenting the show. So where am I? I am in the Yotel in Edinburgh. And it's very fancy, I'll have you know. Look at it. I can even change the colour of the lights behind me, which is magic. Anyway, I am here to talk to you about the latest in digital marketing news. Who am I? I'm Amanda Webb. Who is she? I'm all discombobulated because I don't even have my button pressing machines. Who am I? I am a digital marketing ROI mentor and trainer, which means that I can help businesses just like yours get more money, more profit from the time, the energy, and the cash that you spend on your digital marketing. It's great to see you here. I'm seeing now my LinkedIn comments coming in, which is great. I have to put my glasses on because just before I start messing stuff up, I can see we've got Making here. I can see that we've got Howard Howie here, so you're very welcome. Normally I have the button pressing machine. Now I have to put my glasses on to see anything, which is crazy. So what do you think? So good morning to Howard Howie, who is watching on YouTube, drinking warm water, to Making, who is in another hotel room somewhere around here. And don't forget that if you want to come and chat about these topics in more detail, you can do that after the show at 10:30 a.m. on LinkedIn. If you just scan. If you just scan this code, that will bring you straight into the after show chat, the extra shot, which is a LinkedIn audio where you can come and chat about all the topics that we discuss. I will put that back on the screen later on. Asking if it's a new studio, Howard Howie. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice. Maybe I should just stay, and maybe I'll keep the glasses on. What do we think? Will I keep the glasses on? Hey Susan, great to see you here. Thanks a million for joining me. Great to see you. And yeah, Making saying yes to the glasses. Timilin, great to see you here as well. Fabulous. Okay, LinkedIn comments are working. So I've got LinkedIn playing in the background. It's distracting me. So I'm just going to cut the back of this. There we go. So we're saying stay with the glasses, Amanda. Stop being vain. Wear the glasses. I'll do lots of funny kind of like Where's Wally stuff too. Okay, great to see as well. I've got some people I haven't seen for ages here. I will get onto the news any second. So Ignatia, that's great to see you. Have a long time no see. Right. What button do I press next? I can tell you about the news. I think it's this one. I have to go find my iPad now as well. This is just crazy.
I'm Louise Brogan, host of LinkedIn with Louise, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Yeah, there's going to be lots of that today. How is everyone anyway while I prepare for the news here? Right. I don't have my normal setup. I'm very confused. Okay. Any moment now. Let's play Louise again.
I'm Louise Brogan, host of LinkedIn with Louise, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Great. Okay. So here's the thing. I got an email from Google this week. In fact, I got multiple emails because I'm an admin on so many people's analytics account. What did this email say? This email said to me, we're going to automatically flip you over to Google Analytics 4 if you don't do it yourself. Which is odd because I switched to Google Analytics 4 and my clients switched to Google Analytics 4 maybe a year ago. Well, we didn't switch. You can have them running together. You can have Universal Analytics and Google Analytics running together. But it tells me if they're sending out these emails that a lot of people haven't made that switch yet. They haven't switched to Google Analytics 4. They haven't put it on their website. And I know this to be true because I'm at a conference this week, Adventures in Marketing in Edinburgh, which we'll talk about in the after show. And I was talking to a lot of people and many of those hadn't done anything. Some of them had guilty faces, some of them didn't even know what I was talking about. So there you go. So this is important. If you haven't, it's not like when analytics used to, it's not like when you get a new version of Facebook and everything just changes. That's not what's happening with Universal Analytics or the old analytics from Google that you may have installed on your website. You actually have to go and install a new code, and it brings you into a whole new system. It's a big new thing. You can do this yourself. I would recommend that you either do it yourself or you get a web developer to do it for you. If you're stuck, I have people that can help you with that, so just drop me a DM. And when you have this on your website, that means on the 1st of July, when old analytics stops collecting data, you still have something that is telling you about what's going on your website. So it is really important. I would do it yourself, because if you don't do it yourself, if you let Google do it, they can mess up the configuration. And I've seen this happen with a lot of the stuff that they have automatically switched over for people hasn't been great. So that is my warning. Google is telling you it's going to do it deliberately. You can opt out, of course, if you don't want to use Google Analytics. I would recommend that you do use Google Analytics, but instead of letting them do it for you, do it yourself. Okay, so we've got lots of here. Howard Howie is saying stick with the glasses. So I'm going with the glasses. He also wears round glasses. We are the cool kids on the block. That is it. Making in all, she's on all the social networks today. Well done. Good morning to Karen. Great to see you, Karen. Thank you so much for joining me. And to Ginny, also fabulous to see you here, Ginny. Great to see you. Is that a horse in the background? Is that one of your horses that you work with? Fabulous. That's beautiful. Right, I can't get rid of that comment now. Right. I'm gonna do a couple of things. Right. I am now going to attempt to play a little trailer.
Hello, this is Simon Hodgkins, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Now, that wasn't so bad, was it? I managed to press buttons. I may not have been looking at the camera when I did it, but I think we're getting there. We're getting there. Gosh, there's lots of you here today. Good morning, Judy. Fantastic to see you. Lovely swan. She's got a swan going on her profile. I just realised this is going to be a nightmare for my editor. Have you, hands up, if you haven't used ChatGPT yet? Maybe you don't even know what I'm talking about, but ChatGPT seems to be talked about everywhere right now. So it's not just at marketing conferences like I was at, or online on Twitter with all my nerdy friends. No, I was down the pub the other day and people were talking about it, like people who don't even do marketing. My favourite podcast, they were talking about ChatGPT. It is big. And what is this? This is an AI tool. You go in, you ask it a question, and it will reply to that question with text. And it's machine learning. So it's taken the source of the whole World Wide Web as its source for its replies. And it's really frigging good. I'm using it like daily for things like research. Although if you are using it for research, make sure you check your sources because they don't always get it right. I'm using it for inspiration, brainstorming. I'm using it to edit stuff that I've written that I just know doesn't make sense in plain English. I've found it so helpful. But the thing is, people are using it instead of search because, you know, who wants to go onto Google and search for something and take a few minutes to do that when they can just go into ChatGPT, ask the question, and it will spit out an answer. Now, obviously, this is what people are doing, and the search engines are terrified. So they are reacting. Now, obviously, they haven't just reacted as soon as ChatGPT. They're smart enough that they've had something in the works for quite a while. Google, first of all, they have just beta launched something they're calling Bard. And Bard, I'd love to show you a graphic, but honestly, let's see. There we go. I had to click a button. So this is Bard. Basically, they're testing it right now with a very small select group of users. It's just like ChatGPT. You would type a question into the search bar on Google, like many of us do, and instead of just giving us the results from the internet, it will use its AI to answer that question for you. And below, it will link to the sources, which kind of makes it a little bit better, I think. How do I get rid of this now? I think it makes it... It's good. I think it makes it a little bit better than ChatGPT because actually, instead of me having to go and find the if it says something and I need to go and verify it, instead of having to find that, Google is actually putting it below. Bing is on in the game as well. Bing, anyone? Yeah, there are other search engines, turns out. Bing is Microsoft's search engine. I think it's one of the larger search engines as well. They're also working on adding ChatGPT style features to their main searches to the sidebars as well. So obviously those search engines are really working hard to stay in with the game. This won't be our last ChatGPT story of the day. I see Tim, I've switched to GA4 on all my accounts and still have Universal Analytics. Does that mean you'll have other, now, yes. Does that mean that you'll be having other GA4 accounts with the existing ones? No, if you have, and that's the thing, I said switch, and actually you can have them running side by side. As long as you have a GA4 property attached to your website, you won't need to worry about the other one. So you're in charge of the code that goes on your website. When Universal Analytics finishes on the 1st of July, I would just make sure that code's coming off your website so you only run GA4 then. So I have them running side by side. It will really depend on your setup. So if the accounts are attached, it should be more fluid. I can put you in touch with someone if you're stuck, if you want to send me a direct message that knows more of the tech stuff than me, but it should be fine. The key is get it in before July the 1st, and on July the 1st, you may as well just take the original universal old analytics code off your site because it's not collecting data anymore. Making put her hand up that she hasn't used it, but her sister has and loves it. Yeah, it's weird that the people that are using it and aren't, it's just really bizarre. And Timberlin also uses ChatGPT every day. It is really cool. It is really cool. And oh, right, okay, if I come over here and click this button, I'm just clicking this button, everything will be okay in a moment.
I'm Esther.
And I'm Melanie.
From the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast.
And you're watching the Digital Coffee
with Amanda Webb.
ChatGPT is really friggin' popular, isn't it? It's really great. Honestly, I think it is a tool that is going to completely change the way that we use the internet. I may be a little bit over enthusiastic. I know I'm not the only person who thinks that. And they are just about to launch their premium version. So at the moment, ChatGPT is free to use. It's free to use for everyone. They're not getting rid of that layer. It is still going to be free to use for everyone, but they are adding a freemium, an extra level that you will pay for. It's going to cost $20 per month, which I think is absolutely, spot on, good pricing. I'm happy to pay Canva $12 a month. I use that every day. I use ChatGPT every day. I would use that. If you pay that money, you will get extra features, which include good access during peak times. Now, if you are a ChatGPT user, you'll be aware of this problem that, you go, oh, I'll go and do this now. And you go in and it's over capacity and you can't do anything on it. So if you pay, you'll get fast access straight away. Secondly, faster response times, which is mad because I think it's really fast. I was just saying how it was so much faster than search, because in search you have to search, click through to the websites, read the websites, realize that they're rubbish and go and find another one, whereas ChatGPT does it in seconds. Apparently it'll be faster than that if you pay. And priority access to new features and improvements, which is interesting because we've seen that with a lot of subscription models recently, with Snapchat, with Twitter, all of them offering access to new features. It's almost like the days of proper beta testing are gone. Now if you pay, you get to be a beta tester, which is kind of cool and weird if you think about it at the same time. Now, this would have me going, yeah, where do I sign up, right? No, I can't sign up because you have to be in the United States. But anyway, if you are in the United States and if you have $20 to spare, there is a waiting list that you can join. And when it opens, that you will be invited to join it. Hopefully, the rest of us non-United States people will get it eventually.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Jeremiah's J-Man Monero with J-Man Speaks from New York, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Make it a great day.
Are there parts of your business that you could be monetizing and you hadn't even thought of before? Elon Musk has been thinking about this recently, or it looks like he's been thinking about this recently, because this week they announced that they were going to start charging for access to the Twitter API. What is the API? The API is kind of like, in simple terms, it is the part of Twitter that third-party tools and apps like scheduling tools have access to, that hooks them up to Twitter so that you're able to schedule. So they're going to start charging, not quite sure how much yet. I did see somewhere that it was going to be $100 and then I couldn't find that again. So maybe they haven't decided how much they're going to charge. It seems like, you know, a smart move if you're a business. This is a way you can monetize, but there is a downside, of course, because all those scheduling tools, some of which you get to use for free, are going to now have to pay for that Twitter access. And that means probably we're going to end up paying more for that. It's not just the third-party tools. There's lots of things like researchers would use the database from Twitter as well. They're going to have to start paying, which I think will hurt a lot more because they're not a business necessarily. So we'll have to see. If it's only $100, it doesn't seem like a biggie. If it's thousands, it's not. There's two reasons why Elon Musk might be doing this. The first one is this actually could be a good thing for stopping all those weird bots. And we know Musk, Mr. Musk, has a problem with bots. So it could be a way to combat that, or it could just be a way to make money. Or it could be both. Who knows? But I just feel like those social media scheduling tools are going to have to pass that cost on to us, which can't be a good thing. I can see I've got questions. Just signing up to ChatGPT, says Karen. These clips that show drinking coffee with Amanda Webb, are they video clips? So Stream Deck I am using in association. I often get asked about my setup here, so I use Ecamm Live, which if you are a Mac user, 100%, this is the streaming tool I have fallen in love with, but it's only for Mac. So I use that. The little clips then I can play in from that tool. You can also do that with StreamYard. So then that's going through Restream, which is sometimes why my video might look a little bit hazy, is because it's going through several tools before it gets to you, because that means I can stream to multiple platforms. I think within Restream as well, you might be able to just play in pre-recorded video clips as well. So basically I can just click a button here or on my Stream Deck when I have one, and it's connected to Ecamm, so that will go through. I know that Ecamm works with Stream Deck. You'll need to check other streaming softwares because obviously I'm not using those to be sure. I'm supposed to play a clip now, aren't I?
Hi, I'm Carol Phillips from Laguna Beach, California, and I'm here watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Hi!
You're soon going to be able to impersonate a business on Twitter if you are willing to pay $1,000. Well, maybe you won't be able to impersonate them, but it is being rumoured that this is what they're going to charge for a yellow tick for business Twitter verification is going to be $1,000 per month. Now, you may remember when they first started charging for verification, a whole lot of people grabbed handles, got them verified and pretended to be other people. And one of those was pretended to be a particular pharmaceutical business, tweeted in their name, and the share price crashed. $1,000 a month is too much for a small business to get verified. It seems like it would be reasonable for a big business, but if you were an activist, you could definitely raise $1,000 to get it for a month from your supporters to absolutely impersonate and attack a business. I don't know why I'm smiling about that, but I am. Just let's hope that when Twitter bring this in, if businesses are paying big money, that they've actually got a really strong way to make sure that only real accounts get through. Otherwise, I can see there being trouble on the horizon, both for Twitter and for the businesses that get verified. One more button to press. Hi, I'm Amanda Webb. Okay. You're going to have to give me some reference point for that, Howard Howie. Okay. Did I press Sasha already? No. Yes, I'm just going to go straight for making.
This is Making Sang, first name Making, from the Firma Creator, and you have been watching the Digital Coffee Show with Amanda Webb.
WhatsApp status. It seems really weird even saying that. WhatsApp status is getting an upgrade. What even is? I had to go and look. What is WhatsApp status? Well, It's those story-like things. When you're on WhatsApp, if you click around a bit, you'll get the opportunity to update your status or status, depending where you live in the world. And it's a bit like an Instagram story or a Facebook story. Basically, it's like a full screen thing. Turns out hardly anyone uses them, or not on my list anyway. But there you go. And I've just seen a comment and I want to laugh, but I should continue with the news in my haphazard way. So these are a thing. They're basically stories, they're called status, and they're on WhatsApp. But WhatsApp are actually upgrading that. They are upgrading their status. So here is one I posted earlier. There are different sorts of status you can now post. You can post actually a voice note as your status. You can post, as you can see, a link that brings a preview up as well. These work just like stories. So when you put them up, people can tap through them. They last 24 hours from when you post them. And by having these extra features, they could become more interesting to WhatsApp users. More people could use them. As a business, of course, you just use them the same way you use your Instagram stories or your Facebook stories or your Snapchat stories, even if you're using those. You could, update people what's happening in your business today, what's behind the scenes, any offers or deals that you have coming up, if you've got a sale, if you've got a new product, all of that can go into your stories and it's into your status. And that's a new way for people to discover you. However, I wouldn't be putting a lot of effort into this now because, as I said, I'm not sure people will even know they're there or they're using them or they're tapping through. But you could, because it wouldn't take long, just repurpose your Instagram stories there or your Facebook stories there. And then you've got the beauty of being able to add the link as well. So what do you think? Would you use something like that? Have you ever used status on Facebook, on WhatsApp? Apparently, Howard Howie, this comment distracted me when it came in, was practicing how to impersonate me on Twitter by saying this. Well, very good. I think you need my face as well, to be honest. Right, another button to press. It's definitely Sasha now. Hello, Sasha.
Hi, Sasha Lydia from Think Outside the Bot, and you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
If a business competitor of yours decided that they'd found a new way to monetize that you hadn't thought of, would you copy them? You know what? I don't think it would be a bad thing if you did, because if you can find a new way to monetize your business, it's not going to be detrimental to your business. I would 100% look at that option too. Turns out Instagram's thinking about it, because who would have thought that people would actually pay for a verification check? Not me, but there you go. People are. So this has obviously sparked an idea in the head of Instagram. Now, this may never actually happen. I'm just going to say there, but they have definitely at some point considered it, because reverse engineer Alessandro Perluzzi, poking around in the back end of the code, found this. See that last line in red? Paid blue badge. So whether this will actually become a reality, I don't know, but it's interesting to see that Instagram were reacting to something a competitor of theirs did. And it could be a really interesting way for them to shortcut that verification process, which on Instagram is even more complicated than it is on Twitter. Personally, I'm not into paying for verification. I feel like verification should be to tell people I'm real and hey, I am real. So, but there you go. I don't have a problem if you have decided to pay for verification either. There's Barbara there. Long time no see, Barbara. Just had a go with ChatGPT. If you use a VPN, you cannot access it. Well, that's interesting. I haven't had the problem. Susan has to go, but that's fine, Susan, because you know what? This is the end of the show, but if at 10:30 you fancy coming and chatting about those topics in some more detail, this is the QR code. So grab your phone or take a screenshot now if you're watching on your phone. And at 10:30 a.m, come and join myself and May King Sang, where we're going to discuss these stories in more detail. She's going to tell me I'm wrong. Other people are going to come in and we're going to have a great old chinwag about this stuff. If you can't join me, then don't worry. I will be back, same bat time, same bat place, next week. I have to find a button to click, so while you're thinking about that, bye-bye!